Imagine a beautiful summer morning. Roads are empty, birds are singing, sun is shining. A perfect morning for a ride. But beware, there is a killer on the road. As you probably already figured out from the video title, I am not talking about the guy from the Doors song. I am talking about the sun. Believe it or not, if you ride a motorcycle or drive a car, it can kill you in several ways. Let's watch some videos where the sun caused an accident, and then we'll discuss how we can avoid such thing happen to us. Let's go! Let's watch the first clip. Now let's analyze this crash. Here we have low and bright sun, which obviously blinds the rider. But that's not the only problem. If we look down at the pavement, we can see that it is wet. When the road surface is wet, it also reflects the sun straight into our eyes, so we can't really shield from it. Usually, if we just simply have a sun glare, we just can tilt helmet forward a bit to hide our eyes from the sun glare. But here we can see that it is not an option. In this situation, we have to ride really slow and careful. Here our rider goes through a roundabout and accelerates right away, probably because it is a familiar road for him, and usually traffic here goes pretty fast. But obviously not this time. So, if you find yourself in such situation, with blinding sun glare, and especially if the road is wet, don't just assume that the road ahead is clear, even if usually it is. Slow down and make sure you are not accelerating in some guy's rear fender. Now let's see the next clip. From this video we can see that the sun blinds not only us, but other people on the road as well, especially people behind us. For us bikers, this problem is even bigger, because our vehicles are pretty narrow and it is much more difficult to see a motorcycle in the sun glare than a car. That's why, if you find yourself in the situation like this, when you have a chance to be rear-ended, know that with low bright sun, this chance significantly increases. Don't be too close to a vehicle in front of you, leave yourself some space to make an escape. Also, it's a good idea to point your bike a bit to the side of your lane, so you can make your escape easier. And obviously, when you stop behind a car like in this situation, pay attention to your mirrors. Be in first gear and ready to go, until you're absolutely sure that everyone behind you stops. You can never be too careful with those damn cadgers. They're here to get you. Now let's see a bit more complicated case. At first glance, it's classical left-turner accident, the type which we already covered pretty good in one of our previous videos. The rider goes forward on the intersection and the stupid cadger doesn't see him. But let's not jump to the conclusions. Notice this shadow, specifically its length and direction. It means the sun is sitting pretty low, and it is right behind the biker. When the sun is directly in front of you, it makes you blind, and when it is directly behind you, it makes you invisible. So, this guy in the car may even pay attention, but he still can fail to see the oncoming bike. Again, remember that bike is pretty narrow and it's very difficult to see against the sun. That means that if we have the sun directly behind us, we have to consider it, because oncoming traffic pretty much can't see us. We have to go slower and be ready to take evasive action. And in this kind of situations, on intersections with possible left turners, which are pretty dangerous already, we have to be even more careful. Long story short, be aware of the sun glare not only right in front of you, but behind you too. Know that you are very hard to be seen. Adjust your speed accordingly and be ready to brake. And now let's watch one more clip. It's a car accident, but it applies pretty good to motorcycle riders as well. When you are riding against the sun, pay extra attention to pedestrian crossings. Pedestrians are extremely difficult to see against the sun glare. To make matter worse, a lot of pedestrians are not riders or drivers, so they don't realize that it is very hard for you to see them in the sun glare. So again, if you are riding through an area in which there can be pedestrians, go slower and pay extra attention to the road situation. Okay, enough for today. If you want to see more about road strategy, click here. And if you find these videos useful and want more people to see them, please like, share and subscribe. As always, thank you for watching and hope to see you soon. Bye!